I'm Chase Gore.
I'm Chris Gore.
And this is the Slot Team Mafia Show. We're moving into week 6 this week. We got Lubbock Estacado coming into town. And this episode is brought to you by Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. You have any realty needs out there, holler at Daniel. He'll take care of you. Also here, our backdrop is provided by Nix and Nax. Guest host Chris Gore, thank you for being live in the studio.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to go ahead and recap on this first part. Monahan's Lobos come to town, homecoming. Andrews goes down in defeat 21-10 in a loss. Chris, what were your thoughts that you saw about the game?
Well, it was a tight game for most of the ball game. I think we even got the lead there early in the fourth quarter. Kids played hard, just weren't able to hammer it down. Kind of the similar story with some self-destructive type deals. I know we had a couple of punts blocked, had a couple of fumbles, which certainly is something that, you just can't do. But kids are playing hard, coaches are coaching hard, and that's all you can ask for. You got to let that one go and get ready for Estacado on Friday. And
we'll go ahead and go into those stats real quick. This last game against Monahan's, Jayshon DeBose had 26 carries for 134 yards and a touchdown. Bo Hudson had 14 carries for 65. Leroy Mion had 10 carries for 55 as a total rushing, 58 times for 269. Monahan's had 28 rushes for only 144, and I think 89 of that come on one run.
Yeah.
Kyle Covington, big shout out. He had a big 35-yard field goal in the game.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's something more we're going to see coming in the future. Really, my takeaways from the game, Andrews actually outgained total Monahan's and actually controlled the game. Just kind of is very similar to the Greenwood game. The only differences in the game, we lost the turnover battle 2-0, and penalties, we lost that battle 8-3. And other than that, things to grow on. We were moving the ball, and we're doing those things. We'd get the false starts at inopportune times, things of that nature. Like you said, the 2 block punts, those things can be corrected. I know that people are working on it, and you know what we're going to do with that game? We're going to
let it go, throw it out. Yeah.
This week, we're moving on. Lubbock Estacado's coming into town. This Friday night at 7 o'clock, Estacado's record is 1-4. They started off the year against a Jim Ned team, won 14-7. Then the second week, they lost to Hereford 41-21. They lost to West Plains 38-7. They lost to Sweetwater at home 39-25. And then they lost to Canyon Randall 50-26. And Chris, pretty tough schedule. What can you say about that?
Yeah, Estacado's kind of like us. They've had a gauntlet of a schedule. They had some kids coming back, but I think they've got a new coaching staff. They have a couple of Division I type kids, the Ross kid and the Bozeman kid. They might have another one or two. But probably kind of like us, I think people are probably surprised that they're 1-4 with some of the kids they had coming back. But like you said, they've had a really tough schedule. We've struggled within the last couple of years. You guys were hitting on earlier, special teams is crucial. Punt coverage, kickoff coverage, being sound in the kicking game, because a team like that with those type of explosive players, you certainly can't be fumbling the ball. Penalties, we got to cut that back a little bit, and we got to play a real clean game to have a chance to win.
Well, I'll just throw this little nugget out there. One thing I did notice by looking at the stats through all their games, each team that they played, of course, they run a different style of offense that we do. But in each one of those games, the other team averaged 7 to 8 yards per carry, per rush. So that might be just a little nugget out there to keep an eye on.
We're due.
And now we're going to move into the pick'em section.
Yeah.
On the season, my co-host Chris Gore's 30 wins and 18 losses. I'm sitting at 31-17 after this last week. I was down 1, caught 2 games on him. Chris, we're going to move into game 1. Big Spring at Fort Stockton.
Big Spring's 2-3. I think they've won a couple in a row. Fort Stockton lost Cooper Liberty. We scrimmaged him earlier. I wasn't real impressed with Fort Stockton. Of course, that was like a month ago. But Big Spring at Fort Stockton, I'm going to say Fort Stockton 41, Big Spring 35.
All right, I got Fort Stockton 35-7. Game number 2, I got Lakeview at Burnett.
Don't know much about Burnett. I think they've kind of struggled here recently, but Lakeview has struggled for a couple of decades now. Like we've talked about, I really do root for the Lakeview Chiefs, other than when they're playing Andrews, because those kids deserve some success. But I'm going to say burn it 48-20.
This game, Burnett, could be a preview of who we're playing in the first round of the playoffs this year. So I'm going Burnett 35, Lakeview 7. Game number 3, I got Pecos at Monahans.
Pecos got blown out by Greenwood. I think they're 2-3 as well. Monahans, they're not what they have been in the past. Their offense isn't anything like it's been the last couple of years, but they play pretty good defense. So I'm going to say Monahans big, 42-12.
I got Monahans rolling big, 42-7. Game number 4, I got Hereford at Seminole.
Now that's a game I'd like to go see. Seminole's got I think they're ranked number 4 or 5. They've got a fantastic team this year. But Hereford's 4-0 as well. That would be a really good game to watch. Playing in Seminole, I'm going to say Seminole 49, Hereford 42.
All right, and I'm going to go a little bit lower scoring game. I think it'll be more of a defensive game. I'm going to go Seminole. I'm going to go 24, and I've got Hereford at 21. Game number 5, Ruston, Louisiana, traveling down to Stephenville, Texas.
So Ruston laid it on Midland Legacy. I think it's 38-6. They beat Longview a couple of weeks ago. Stephenville's probably the best 4A Division I team in 4A. Ryan Gafford's leading that bunch. They've got a heck of a team. Probably will win state this year, but Ruston is obviously competitive with some of our better 6A teams. I'm going to say Ruston 28, Stephenville 22.
I got Ruston 48, Stephenville 21. Let's go to game 6, Duncanville at DeSoto, number 1 versus number 2.
Man, between both those teams, there's probably like 30 Division I recruits between those guys. I was watching the Bally's Southwest show, and Duncanville's quarterback, Caleb DeBoer, Alabama's coach, was there Friday night. Well, he was like 30 of 35 for 476. He looks like Vince Young. He's like 17. So they've got some athletes. Great game. Duncanville 56, DeSoto 49.
All right, I got Duncanville. I got 35, DeSoto 28. Game number 7, we're moving up to the college ranks, Tennessee at Arkansas.
The Hogs disappointed us Saturday. Had some chances. Arkansas's 3-2 very easily. Should be 5-0. But Arkansas's due a break. Tennessee's coming in, I think, ranked 4 or 5, undefeated. Razorback Stadium will be rocking. I'm going to say Arkansas 38, Tennessee 35.
All right, and I'm going to give a shout-out to Mr. Brazel from Midland Legacy, starting wide receiver for Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I love my Arkansas Razorbacks, but I'm going Tennessee. I'm going 28 to Arkansas 20. All right, game number 8, Missouri at Texas A&M.
That'll be a good game. A&M still struggling offensively. I don't know if Wagman's going to be back this week. The other guy can run, but he's not much of a passer. A&M plays great defense, especially there at home. I'm going to say A&M 17, Missouri 7.
All right, and I'm going to go A&M 21, Missouri 20. Game number 9, I got Bills at Texans, NFL.
Man, Buffalo got hammered Monday night by the
First
Ravens.
play of the game.
I know, it was something. And Dallas could have had Derrick Henry. But we won't go down that rabbit hole. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Bills. They're going to bounce back. Yeah, Josh Allen will have a big night. 24-17.
All right, and I'm going to go Texans. I'm going to go 23-20. Game number 10, I got Cowboys at the Steelers.
Cowboys are 2-2. They really didn't look too good last Thursday. At Pittsburgh, I'm going to say Pittsburgh 20, Dallas 13.
All right, and I got Pittsburgh 17, Cowboys 14. That's going to conclude the Pick'em section. We'll be right back here in just a minute, and we'll have a special coach interview in the studio. Be right back. All right, we're back here in the studio. I got a special guest here in the studio, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
Stormy Jackson. I coach cornerbacks and assistant basketball and softball coach.
All right, Stormy, and can you tell us how many years have you been in Andrews?
This is my 21st year here in Andrews.
So your total time's been here in Andrews?
Yes, sir.
And I already know the answer to this, and some of them out there do and some don't, but where did you go to school and grow up?
Well, I grew up here in Andrews, and I graduated in 1998.
and got to play football here, and
did.
amongst other things too, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's so cool, very cool. Well, Coach, kind of tell us a little, just give us a little idea of your position that you coach, and tell us a little bit about the kids that you coach this season.
Oh, well, I found out real quick that being a cornerbacks coach, you can probably get fired probably 6 times on a Friday night and then rehired on Saturday morning or even right after the game, because that position is very, very noticeable. No one knows whenever those guys are doing a great job, because I know the guys are covered and they don't get the ball thrown to them. But as soon as someone makes a catch, even if it's great coverage, the corners are the ones that get blamed for it. So it's a tough position to play. It's a fun position to coach, tough position to play. And I got some guys out there that they're fast, they're smart, they love the game, they have passion for it, and they play hard. And it's been really fun this year getting to coach them, because I coached offense for forever until this year. It's the first year I've coached defense, and it's different, but it's a whole lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Now, at your position and the guys that you coach, do y'all have any kind of sayings that you use or mantras?
I don't guess we do.
Just
Not really,
go out
no.
and play hard and leave it all on the table?
Yeah, you know why. Just go out there and play hard and make the plays when it's your turn to make the plays.
Well, Coach, this is your time to have the floor. It could be anybody that you want. Is there anybody out there in Mustang Nation that you want to give a special shout out to?
Well, first off, my wife, Christina. She's being a coach's wife isn't easy, and she does a great job at it. And to my dad over in the Philippines, hi, Dad. He likes watching you guys Saturday morning for him, but it's Friday night. He gets up early and watches you guys. And then I really want to thank Coach Harvey for just giving me the opportunity to coach defensive backs, because it's been an eye opener and it's been a whole lot of fun. So,
well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on the show. We appreciate you being in Andrews. We're very fortunate to have you here. And you've been in this community a long time. Your family has. You got brothers out that went to school with and grew up here. We appreciate everything that you do. We know you bleed black and gold.
Yes, sir.
You guys this Friday night, we're pulling for you. Go get them. And good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're back here at the Slot T Mafia show. I got special guest, Mustang football player, live in the studio, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Brody Figueroa. I play DB for the Andrews Mustangs. My number is number 9. I also play varsity soccer for the Andrews Mustangs.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Sir.
And glad to have you on. Mr. Figueroa, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into these. And how long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football since I was about 8 years old, I want to say. Youth league, PBYFL, that type.
Now, when you first got started in the football, was there someone or something that got you interested and got you started in playing?
My older brother, Dalen Jeffcoat, he was playing before me. And then my dad also encouraged me to start playing when I was younger. And I was like, sure, why not? And I've loved it ever since.
Awesome.
Sure.
So this is always my favorite question, and my brother's like, really? But it's my favorite question, is who is your favorite football player of all time, and kind of explain and tell me why.
My favorite football player of all time, he's retired, but it's Deion Sanders, primetime. The reason is I just loved how he played. He was so, he just played with energy, wanted to always go for the ball, little ball.
Prime time.
Yeah, prime time.
Prime time. Yeah. No, Deion Sanders was the man.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think I told this story last year, but back in the day before internet and all that stuff, you had to wait till Sunday night on ESPN, and they had the highlights. And you always knew before the highlight even come on, you knew Deion did something, because Chris Berman would go, prime time, prime time, before it even come on. So you always knew. Yeah, Deion's one of the best corners, best athletes
Yes, sir.
to ever play the game. And so I want to go ahead and jump into this. So this season, kind of what are your personal goals for this year?
My personal goals are when I am on the field, I just want to do my job, help my team as much as I can. Maybe get a couple turnovers throughout the year and just do my job when I'm out there, you know.
Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you out there on the football team, I want you to give me 2 players that are kind of behind the scenes that, you know, you're like, you know, these guys are always working hard and they might not be up there, boom, in the bright spotlight, but they need a little credit out there. Is there anybody out there like that?
One of them that I can think of, he's on defense, Jillian Varela, number 63. He's just always working hard, always running the right stunts on defensive line. That's where he plays. Always recognizing screen. Like, he's just out there always working hard, giving the effort. And he always has a good attitude, which I like about that. Then another player on offense, Tristan Taylor, the tight end. He might not start because Braden Williams is up there starting, but when he does go out there, I think he does very good. Always showing a big impact on the field.
He is a big boy.
Yes, sir.
Those are 2 good kids, good families, and they work really hard. Now I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor, and you have this opportunity. Anybody out there that you can give a special shout out to that you like?
I want to shout out my dad for always encouraging me. Thank you, Dimitri. Just want to say that I love you, and that's it.
Awesome. And we appreciate you coming on the show. Got to just keep working hard. We love following you guys. We love watching you guys. And we want to say this Friday night, good luck. Keep working hard and go get them. And thank you for coming on the show.
So thank you.
All right, we got another Andrews Mustang football player live in the studio, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Brandon Winfrey. I'm a defensive back, number 32 for the Andrews Mustangs.
Mr. Winfrey, we appreciate you coming on the show. It's been I've seen you here and there, but for those of all out there, I got to coach him in Little League. Lots of fun, good kid, effort, played hard, always did what we asked of him, and always excelled and went above and beyond what we asked of him. So we appreciate you coming on the show. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this. And so how long have you been playing football?
I've been playing since I was I want to say 8 or 9, back in flag football before I got into pads.
And was there anybody out there or a player, anybody that kind of got you interested and got you started in it?
I want to say either Daniel or my older brother. He was playing before me, and they really just introduced me to the sport of football.
And you're talking about Daniel Montoya, correct?
Yes, I am.
Monument Realty out there. And so go ahead and tell me, this is my favorite question, but who is your favorite football player of all time, and tell me why?
I think Tyler Lockett, even though he plays wide receiver, I just love how he plays. He plays so well. He's always doing his job. And even though he goes down, he avoids injuries, just play longer.
He's little and he's super quick. That's what they say, that term now that the young men use. He's got the quicks, and very hard to guard. That guy you cannot guard in space one-on-one. Very good choice, good ball player. So this year, what is your personal goals for this season?
I think my personal goals is to get more onside recoveries and a little more playing time so I can at least do my job better, and a few turnovers on defense.
Awesome. And now, I'll give you this opportunity. Is there 2 players out there or 2 people in the football program that you think are kind of behind the scenes that might not get a whole lot of the limelight that you want to, let them spotlight out there?
Yes, I do want to mention AQ. He plays JV, but he's one of our scout team's best players, and he's always putting in the work, and he's always going hard on every rep. And on offense, I don't really watch them. I want to say Juju. Even though he can, mess up during practice, he always fixes it during game time.
Yep, Juju is good. Yep, both of them good kids. They work hard, and that's always what you want to see. Now I'm going to give you the floor. You have this opportunity. Anybody that you want out there, you can give a special shout out to.
I want to shout out Daniel Montoya from Monument. He's my uncle, and he really inspires me and pushes me to do better. And I'm going to shout out to my older brother, Nathaniel. Yeah. He's always pushing me too, behind the scenes.
Yeah, and got to coach both of them in Little League, and Good kids, man. Very good kids. Well, we appreciate you, Mr. Winfrey, coming on the show. We enjoy watching you. We're going to follow you. We'll be at every game. This Friday night, reload, refocus, go get them. We're pulling for you, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're back here with another Andrews Mustang football player live in the studio, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Raider Harvey. I'm number 2 for the Mustangs, and I play corner.
Raider, we appreciate you coming on the show. Also, kind of tell us about track last year.
I made it all the way to the regional track meet, and I broke my hand in the middle of the season. I ran a few sub-50 400s, and it was a great season. It was a rough season, but it was a great season. And then, I do track, football, and then this year I'll be doing baseball as well. They asked me in the summer if I wanted to be a courtesy runner, so I'll be doing that this year as well.
Awesome. That's a good tidbit to know out there. Thank you. Mr. Harvey, we appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you very much. So how long have you been playing football?
Well, I was always around football players since I was young. My dad was a head coach in Plains, so I was always around them. But I'd say like probably the first time I ever played a game, I was probably 4. And I've been playing since, and I loved it.
And I'm going to go ahead and assume what got you interested was your dad in coaching.
Yeah, it was that, and also just like the constant competition between me and my brother. Just always seeing who could be better, who could do a one-handed catch better, just the smallest things, and it pushed us both to be better people and players.
You know, that is a real thing, and a lot of people don't realize that, but that was me and my brother going up the same thing, and it makes a big difference. So kind of tell me it could be new or old, who's your favorite football player of all time, and tell me why.
Pat Surtain for the Broncos. I like him because I love Alabama, and he played at Alabama, but I also like him because he's so technical when he plays. It's very few mistakes, and when he makes one, he fixes it the next play, and he's just a ball hawk. He goes after the ball. He's aggressive. I like the way he plays.
I tell you what, he's really helped that defense in Denver. If they can ever get their offense rolling, Denver's going to be a hard team to beat, and a very good player. So for this season, Mr. Harvey, kind of let us know, what are your personal goals for this season?
My personal goal would be to be a first-team All-District defensive back, and I just think that's a good goal for me. Last year, I was younger, and I was just getting the hang of it, and I think this year I can show why I think I should be first team.
All right, and now I want you to give me 2 players out there on the team that's might not always get the spotlight, that are working hard, that are behind the scenes. You want to give them some love out there. Who would those players be?
He didn't get to play last year much. He had a season-ending injury, but Caden Mendoza, he came back this year, and he's really aggressive. He plays hard. He's not afraid. And I just think once he gets in the game, he's going to show people why he needs a chance to play more. He just switched to offense, and he made the switch from defense to offense mid-season, and he's doing great over there right now, and he is a great player.
And is there anybody else besides Mr. Mendoza?
Yeah, Coach Jackson, he's so passionate with everything he does. He's also the manager's coach, and he takes so much pride in being that. His passion for everything he does is so high, and he's just a great person as well. He also just has down-to-earth talks with us in practice. It's not always just about football.
Awesome. And now, Raider, I'm going to let you you have the floor, and you can give a shout-out to anybody out there that you'd like.
I want to thank God first. He gives us every opportunity, and I'm so thankful for that. And I also want to thank both my parents, especially my mom. She's always there for us. She's always caring for us. When she's hurting, she doesn't show it. She's there for us when we're hurting, and it's not easy being a coach's wife, and I think my mom does a great job. She bites her tongue when she needs to, and she keeps her emotions down, and I just think she's a great mom. She does a great job with us.
She does, absolutely. Raider, we appreciate you coming on the show. We're pulling for you guys. Keep fighting, keep it going. We'll be there this Friday night. We're going to be there for every game. Good luck and appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's going to conclude this episode of the Slot Team Mafia Show. This episode's brought to you by Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. Any realty needs you out there, get with Daniel. He'll take care of you. Backdrops brought to you by Nix and Nax. Special thanks to Coach Jackson for coming on the show. We appreciate him. We appreciate these Mustang football players for taking their time coming in the studio. And also, folks, this Friday night, Andrews, Texas, 7 o'clock, Lubbock Estacada is coming to town. We need your support. We need to fill the home side, black it out. We got to get these guys going. We got to support them. If you cannot make it to the game, me and my brother will be live streaming the game on Facebook and YouTube. We'll throw up those links later. And always remember, folks, it's a great day to be a Mustang.